28th, Sant Shree Dnyaneshwara and Sant Shree Tukaram Endowment Lecture Series and Orientation Workshop. Eminent personalities from various fields were present on this occasion. They shared their valuable thoughts and insights and guided people on variety of topics.
Honorable Dr. Rakesh Bhatanager ji, जो कि प्रेसिडेंट अवॉर्डी है, नेशनल साइंस चेयर और जेसी बोस नेशनल फेलो है और फॉर्मर वाइस चांसलर ऑफ बनारस हिंदू यूनिवर्सिटी वाराणसी.
I started my life in a very poor family where my father could not send me to school after 10th grade. I had to work in a factory for 2 years to collect the money so that I can go to the 11th grade. But there has to be something which is called perseverance, that you don't give up. So many people thought that now I have started working in the factory, I am not going to go back to studies. But I decided to come back to studies and did my 11th and 12th. The student, as a science student, I saw all my friends were either trying for engineering or medicine. But I didn't have money to go for studying medicine. So I decided something different. I thought, why not I study something which can be taught in the medical school? Why can't I learn a science which is useful to discover things, to develop new drugs or new vaccines, which may be produced by some drug companies or vaccine manufacturers, and eventually go to the doctors and they give it to their patients. So I decided to become a scientist. So I did my master's degree, PhD degree in biochemistry, which is the fundamentals which you are supposed to know to develop any drug or any biological material. While I was doing my PhD, I was almost at the fag end of my PhD, a German professor came. He delivered a very good seminar and I asked him a question. The German professor was so happy to listen to that question that you have given me another idea to do some work. So, since you have raised this question, I am offering you a job to come and work in Germany with me, if you are interested. And that is where I went and worked in Germany and met Dilip Patwardhan in a cafeteria. And that's how we became friends, and until today we are very friendly. And yesterday when I came to know that he is associated, his father was also associated with this university, I was very glad that I am going to go to Pune and I am going to see all of you along with Dilip Patwardhan, who is a good friend of mine. Thank you very much for inviting me to come to this place. Thank you. When I came and I met Dr. Vishwanath Karad, I was so impressed with his philosophy and the way he is trying to develop institution of such a magnitude. I was told when I was coming to the university that you have about 18,000 students, am I right? So it is something like half the size of Banaras Hindu University. And Banaras Hindu University is 100 and maybe 8 years old now. I am very happy to see that such a beautiful campus has been created, and I was told that it started like a engineering institute to begin with. And now you teach all kinds of different subjects. Now let me continue my story. So then I went to Germany and I learnt a new kind of science in Faculty of Medical Sciences called molecular biology, which is the mother of biotechnology. I learnt over there, then worked in France for a while, and then in United States. And eventually, India decided to start teaching of biotechnology. And I was visiting India to deliver a talk in Jawaharlal Nehru University. Jawaharlal Nehru University, you know, always works in a different manner. They do not believe in much hierarchy, so they invited me to deliver a talk. And after the talk, they asked me if I would like to come here in Jawaharlal Nehru University and start teaching of biotechnology in India. So I said, that looks like a good place to begin my journey of Indian academics. So I came back and started working in Jawaharlal Nehru University. Then what happened, I thought that tomorrow what may happen, that India may produce lot of biotechnology industries and we will not have manpower who can really do the job. And you will be happy to know, today India has become the capital of vaccine production in the world. This is all because teachers like me, 6 of us came from United States and started teaching biotechnology. And one of the subject which is taught, vaccinology, I used to teach. So train a lot of people, and today 70% vaccine of the whole world are produced in India. Still, I have certain regrets that India is very good place for mass production. For example, China produces a lot of things at a massive scale, so the cost goes down and they are able to dominate the world market. However, most of the things China is producing or India is producing are originally innovated in United States or in Europe. This fellow has written that about 200 years back, Germany started modern kind of universities where innovation was encouraged. Teachers were not only supposed to impart the knowledge which they have, disseminate them, rather to create new knowledge which can eventually make certain products, certain services, and can go to the market also. And they were given free hand to think about whatever they want to produce, whatever they want to work. So the freedom of academics started in Berlin in Germany. British people learned from them and Americans learned from them in the next century, about 100 years back. America started opening many universities, and many of the American people used to go to Germany to learn how is the culture of innovation in Germany. I had the same fortune to go over there and to learn how to innovate. Let me tell you the very first story. MIT, I think your name is also MIT, Maharashtra Institute of Technology, and I am talking about Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Boston. The alumni of Massachusetts Institute of Technology own about more than 30,000 companies. And most of these companies are based on their innovation. Their total economic contribution to the United States is more than $2 trillion per annum. That means Indian economy produces about $3.5 trillion, and one institution alone is able to create roughly 2/3 of that wealth. This is the power of innovation, which I think I will request my younger colleague to get used to. I still remember in 70s, Sony from Japan flew to United States to see a machine which is able to project the movies in the television stations. And Sony gave this job to their young engineers that machine was so big and it costed $60,000. Sony wanted their engineers to miniaturize it to something like 1 feet by 1 feet, and the cost of this machine should go down to less than $2,000. Their engineers worked day and night, and in 2 years' time, they could produce VCR. I think all of you know what is VCR. And it was thrown to public during Christmas of 1979, I think. And it was sold for $2,000. And all American houses, they had a VCR in their home during Christmas time. So this is the power of innovation, that a person sitting in Japan could innovate a product which could reach to all American houses. Now let us think about India. India became independent country 75 years ago. And I think to begin with, we did a very good thing that we invested the money in IITs with the help of many other nations. For example, IIT Kanpur was in collaboration with the Americans, and British people collaborated for Delhi IIT. Like that, all the 5 IITs were created. All these IIT graduates, when they went abroad, they learned computer sciences, and today most of the IT industry is dominated by Indians. But if you think very carefully, they are working for American companies, whether sitting in Bangalore or sitting in United States. But do you think Indian software engineers, computer scientists, have they created a product first time in the world? The answer is no. Was Google created in India? No. Facebook was created in India? No. We all use WhatsApp, that was created in India? No. So we have been working as a cheap labor for American company most of the time. The time has come, and particularly I am requesting the younger faculty member, the time has come when we Indians should make a habit of innovating things. Let me give you an example, my own example. Dr. Lal Path Laboratory, everybody would have heard the name. It's a big diagnostic company. Dr. Lal invited me to their company about 10 years back and told that an American company is bringing this machine of $34,000. They are selling us a cartridge in 27,000 rupees to diagnose the TB, which is drug resistant. And he requested me, Dr. Bhatanager, could you help us to do this with some cheaper alternative, because if we spend 2,700 rupees to buy the cartridge, This test will cost us not less than 3,000 rupees. And then after making some profit, we are going to charge poor TB patient 4,000 rupees, which Indian poor people cannot afford. So bring the cost to something like 500 rupees, we will be very happy. I immediately thought of Sony. Sony went to United States and he wanted to bring the cost of a machine from $60,000 to $2,000. So I said, okay, let's do that. We both went to Ministry of Science and Technology and got a grant where they contributed 30% and government contributed 70%. And we worked together for about 3 years to test the new thing on 7,000 patients. So our product was something like not only equal to them, better than them, and we could produce it in 206 rupees, starting with 2,700 rupees. So it is less than 1/10 of the cost. And it is being used by LOLPath even today. So my request to my younger colleague is that these are examples. I have not come here to advertise my success. I have come here to motivate you so that you can also start doing this. I think a young engineer, Dr. Solanki, who came to receive me on the airport, we were talking about it. He has produced a new ball bearing which can take the load 3 times more than the previous version. So I gave him another story, that I use a centrifuge which has lot of moving parts. The motor is there, the belt is there, the ball bearings are there, and they are all, there is some wear and tear and they go out of order. A Swiss person designed a centrifuge where there is no motor, there is no bearing, there is no belt. What he has done is, there are magnets and there is electricity. So these magnets, they become charged and they can attract. And once you stop the current, they can repel. And then things start moving and it becomes a centrifuge. The best thing is, this centrifuge doesn't make noise. Earlier one used to make noise. This centrifuge has no wear and tear. I am using this machine for the last 30 years, no wear and tear. So this kind of innovations can make our life easier.